So it is unclear exactly how long the Democrats are going to be staying in D.C. The special session does end on August 7th. That's more than 3 weeks away, and they say they are in it for the long haul. But Governor Abbott does have the power to simply call another special session, as many as he wants, really, if the items that he has put on the agenda aren't passed. The governor, lieutenant governor, speaker of the House, they are all criticizing these Democrats, saying they are abandoning their responsibilities as elected leaders. Now, Cleo, here are 3 things to watch. Will Congress act? Will Texas Republicans compromise on any of these voting rights bills? And how long can House Democrats afford to stay up there?
Yeah, that's a lot to consider. Thanks there, Teresa. And Governor Greg Abbott was quick to respond to the Democratic walkout, threatening to arrest them.
I can and I will continue to call special session after special session after special session all the way up until election next year. And so if these people want to be hanging out wherever they're hanging out on this taxpayer-paid junket, they're going to have to be prepared to do it for well over a year.
President Joe Biden heads to Philadelphia today to advocate for voting rights. He's pushing back on Republicans' efforts to reform voting laws, like what's happening in Texas right now. More than a dozen states have made changes to election laws since last year's election. And does the action by Texas Democrats have any chance of succeeding? Well, can the governor actually arrest them? Well, we want to get some more perspective for you. Joining me is James Riddlesberger. He's a political science professor at TCU. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, first, Democrats say they want Democrats in D.C. to act, but will that really happen?
Well, the Democrats have enough votes in Washington to act if they choose to. But that would require, of course, suspending the filibuster in the Senate, which 2 Senate Democrats, Senator Manchin of West Virginia and Senator Sinema of Arizona, have said they won't do. So I think it's very unlikely that Congress will act. What we have going on here is political theater. I mean, our Democrats in Texas went to Washington to raise the profile of the debate over voting rights to a national level. It was a very carefully selected site to get the maximum exposure. But they know that at the end of the day, that Governor Abbott is right, that there are more Republicans in the state legislature than there are Democrats, and the Republicans will have the votes to pass the bill when the Democrats inevitably return home. So that's what's going on. Is in the narrow sense, the bills will eventually pass in Texas. In the larger sense, the Democrats hope that they can use this publicity as a way of limiting the ability of state legislatures to trim voting rights in the long haul.
Wow. And can you tell us a bit about the federal legislation that they want passed?
Well, what they would like to do is have so the Constitution leaves voting to the states, the U.S. Constitution, and traditionally, through much of U.S. history, voting rights have been entirely at the state level. Now, we've had a few constitutional amendments added, obviously, you know, giving black men the right to vote, giving women the right to vote, 18-year-olds the right to vote. We've had some federal court cases that have limited Voting Rights Act. And of course, we've had the Voting Rights Act of 1965. So there have been some federal initiatives to try to control the state's limitation on voting rights, but most of those decisions have been made at the state level. So what the state of Texas, what the Democrats in Texas are trying to get Congress to do is to limit the right of the states with regard to how they can limit voting, and that's what the fight is about, and that's a fight that's going to keep going well on in past even next year's election.
Now, we've seen Texas Democrats flee the state before, back in 2003 in a fight over redistricting. I mean, did it work then, and can it work now?
No, it didn't work then either. Eventually, we got the redistricting plan that the Republicans passed in 2003. But remember that only part of the issue here is the legislation. Part of the issue is the bigger question of, can the Democrats make Republicans look like they're being unfair? And if that's the case, then they could use that as a leverage to try to have more success in the elections of 2022, and of course, preparing for the run for the election of 2024 moving forward.
Oh, right. I mean, I've got one more little question for you before we go.
Sure.
You know, with the Texas House Democrats gone, can any work actually get done in the special session?
No. So all of the agenda items in the special session are on hold right now until the Democrats return. And that will, of course, inevitably happen at some point unless the Democrats decide to move out of state, which I think is highly unlikely.
Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for sharing your insight here.
Delighted to be here.
Thank you. And this week on Y'all-itics, we take a look back at the 1965 Voting Rights Act that prohibits racial discrimination in voting. It was the proudest achievement of President and Texas native Lyndon Baines Johnson. Don't forget to download the latest episode of Y'all-itics. We talked to the president and CEO of the LBJ Foundation about how LBJ would have reacted to modern Republican efforts that some say have weakened one of his signature accomplishments. The podcast is free wherever you get your podcasts. You can get it right now. Now, in